I think I can describe the Helldivers 2 experience really well. It has that early 2000s red versus blue type energy.
Toss that grenade! That was the worst throw ever. Of all time.
Not my fault. Someone put a wall in my way.
You're right. Oh god.
Oh god, get on!
Get on.
Get in! Everyone in! Oh.
Holy shit.
Oh, what the fuck?
Little cherry on top, sorry guys.
This game is about a bunch of goofs running around with overpowered weapons, blowing each other up. The 4-person co-op shooter suffers from a lot of the same problems other live service games start with. So stuff like server issues, major bugs, and a slow progression system. Although AAA developers are scratching their heads right now because by all accounts Helldivers 2 shouldn't slap as much as it does. Because despite all of the problems, at the time of recording, Helldivers 2 hit a peak of over 457,000 players, which makes it the most popular horde mode co-op shooter of all times on Steam. This gameplay loop is so good that people are willing to overlook major issues and stand in line to spread democracy across the galaxy. The only way I can describe why that happened is, well, Helldivers 2 is simply the ultimate sandbox game that doesn't pull any punches with its arsenal or enemies.
Cannon over there.
Oh,
Be
fuck.
careful.
Oh no.
Ray, I'm gonna be real shit. That didn't even hit shit.
Oh my fucking
Whoa.
god, dude.
Holy shit. Uh-oh.
So this game giving up to 4 players the ability to call in unlimited artillery strikes is a recipe for pure, unmitigated chaos. And that chaotic factor is important to keep in mind because the way AAA games are made nowadays will never allow you to have this much fun with the tools that you have.
God fucking
Some of the most popular games in recent memory have harnessed the power of chaos. Helldivers 2 is no exception. With 100% friendly fire damage, blowing up a teammate is a part of the expected gameplay loop. I mean, I should be mad if someone drops a cluster bomb right on my soft, squishy human body, but I can't help but laugh every time it happens.
Machine gun.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
Oh my god.
Scientifically, this phenomenon is called the benign violations theory. Basically, team killing is bad, but rather harmless. When you blow someone up, it's funny, and the gameplay elements doesn't punish you very hard as well. It's almost like they knew that by giving 4 players napalm, mortars, and carpet bombs, it will inevitably lead to a little trolling. The game's cheesy satirical tone also prevents frustration from building up as well. When you die, you've died for democracy and freedom. You died to protect our way of life. I've never even seen Super Earth, but I am filled with unquestioned patriotism and an urge to buy everything in the Superstore. Everything in Helldivers 2 worked together to make a fun time, even if you fail. And you will fail, because this game is hard. The enemies are brutal and they will tear you apart. There are so many things in the game that will just one-shot you with no remorse. A corporate-led AAA game will never have this level of chaos. It's always going to be too clean, too numbers-driven, and maybe even too cartoonish. It's never going to be visceral enough to let you blow up the limbs of your teammates. If you want an example of what the corporations think a good co-op game looks like, Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League currently has less than 1,000 players playing it, so that's something. But the Helldivers 2 experience isn't something that you can really manufacture and over-engineer. Yes, they did make the core gameplay loop and everything, and they did make a wonderful game, but the funny moments and the reason why, a lot of people start playing the game only comes when you give the players the freedom to do whatever they want with the tools that they have. Helldivers 2 is a refreshing take on the horde shooter genre because it gives you and your enemy so much power. Each Helldiver is equipped with an epic arsenal to dispense freedom upon the Xeno population. There are airstrikes, orbital bombardments, and turrets galore. You'll need all these stratagems because the enemies of Helldivers 2 are numerous and deadly. Anything can and will kill you.
Reinforcing!
Everything from the tiniest bugs to the deadliest of Terminators only need a couple of hits to completely kill you. And there's so many one-shot kill sort of things in the game. Thus, the stage is set for you to unleash hell before the enemies can kill and kill and kill you again. And it is totally up to you to apply overwhelming force to a particular part of the map. I mean, hell, the mission types promote sandbox freedom. You get to drop wherever you want. You get to throw artillery wherever you want. You can do how many side objectives that you want. You can do no side objectives if you want. The only thing you need to do is the primary objective, and then you get to go home. Super Earth doesn't care how you do it as long as you get it done. So go on ahead and call that 500 kg bomb on a simple scavenger. You've definitely earned the right to.
I got it. Let's go.
What I can appreciate about the system is it's simplistic and it's liberating. No stress, no frills, you get what you ask for. There are no modifiers or qualifiers. You don't need a kill streak to get access to your coolest stuff. You don't need to build up a meter. You don't need to do any of that. Modern game perk trees tend to get overloaded with numbers, modifiers, and qualifiers. Ooh, you only get a 10% increase in your damage when you twist the enemy's left nipple counterclockwise while the sun is setting. Give me a fucking break. Games like that always trying to limit how the players can use the tools that they have. I'm extremely thankful that Helldivers 2 doesn't have any of those sort of gameplay system that plague AAA gaming, such as grinding primary attachments. You would have to buy so many of upgrades for your primary in order to make them good. Or, let's say, seeing damage pop-ups. Or, let's say, there are annoying damage requirements, elemental damage requirements on weak points. Things like that killed the flow of games. And Helldivers 2, in its very visceral, very grounded combat, has no place for any of those modern gaming bullshit. And that's what makes it good. What you see is what you got in Helldivers 2. Guns shoot grunts good. Rockets shoot big targets good. Artillery kills titans good. People like this sort of intuitive design, and it harkens back to the old days of weapon design. And the player count is a testament to how well this gameplay loop works. Helldivers 2 has enticed a lot of people with its incredible gameplay. However, now the challenge is going to be keeping those players engaged in the next couple of months. And this is where things are going to get difficult. I have so much praise for Helldivers 2, but a true fan has to be able to acknowledge the shortfalls of the system as well. I won't be touching on any of the server issues, or the fact that armor rating isn't working, or the fact that there are some weapons that are not working, like the spear that doesn't want to lock on. Arrowhead is working on it, and they're working overtime on it. So I'm just gonna let them work. Instead, I always sort of want to touch on things that might be a problem maybe a month or two down the road. And this does have to do with monetization. In a month or two, even casual players are going to be getting all of the stratagem unlocks. So that means there will be no way for them to spend yellow requisition anymore. And I want to suggest that we get some sort of console for late game resource conversion. That's right, when you buy all the stratagems, there's not going to be anything to do with those yellow credits. So I want to suggest an ability to convert that excess credits into super credits or medals. I would say probably around 10k credits for 10 super credits would be sort of fair. We need something to do with credits after unlocking all the stratagems. Because unless they are going to add new stratagems in the future, which I really hope they do, unless we'll have to buy mechs with our requisition, which probably is going to be a thing because they have confirmed that mechs are coming. But I don't want the resource of requisition to be completely useless after a certain stage of the game. That is just going to be too sad and too wasteful. And I think we should be able to at least convert them into a bit of super credits, just because a lot of the armor sets you can only get through super credit buying in the super store. So let me know what you think, and let me know what you would like to be added into the game. This has so much potential. It's a really good baseline right now, but it could be so much better. Like with another faction, with weapon rebalancing, with the mechs that they promised. It could be so much cooler in a year. Until then, please get some water, touch some grass, and I'll see you next time. Ciao.